Denson Mayor went down.
There was this thing started. I saw it in the paper about 15 years ago. A guy put an advert in a local paper, I think it was in Sheffield, saying, I've been reincarnated. I was a cow at the birth of Jesus. Is anyone else out there that was reincarnated? It was the birth of Jesus. Fella got in touch, said I was a cow too, and they started a society called Cattle for Christ. Just the two of them. I don't know where they held their annual general meetings. I
wonder if that's still going.
I don't know. But imagine if you were at the birth of Christ and they're going, oh, do you remember? He goes, yeah, but I couldn't quite see. There was just a bit of wood in it. I didn't really see that. I remember the men, they were arguing over spending.
All I could see was your backside.
I know, yeah. So, think of that, Carl. Okay, final question. Right, okay. Carl, if you could travel back in time to ancient Rome and take one modern invention with you to set yourself up as a god king, what would it be? What would you take back? That's from Amy. Sorry, Arvy in London.
Going back to Roman times.
Yeah, so what would you take back to make sure that you were king? Would it be a weapon? Would it be,
yeah, a weapon. It's pretty violent times, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll have a weapon if that's...
Well, what though?
Gun. Have a gun, take that.
And what would you do with it once you were there?
Well, I'd probably... I mean, I don't like killing animals and that, but they used to use tigers a lot, so shoot one of them in the head. No, because there's no explanation why.
No explanation for it. I love him. Okay, look, we've got to give this... I think can Carl do something to prove you're alive?
Yeah, you completely foxed him. There was nothing he could think of in his tiny little brain to prove that this is live.
So, I think little Jason wins the Coldplay collectibles and some other stuff. So, well done. He still can't prove it. He still can't prove it.
Play a tune, then we'll have some,
You could have just picked up today's paper and read the headline. Think!
Monkey news after this.
Carl, we have just had a communique from Gillian Oliver, who's the communications director for the Church of England. Okay, she wants to take you up on your offer. She would like to take you to Manchester and let you give a sermon.
About what?
Well, don't you think that's she's in charge of the press and communications for the Church of England, and you've got to do this, Carl, for my sake. I'll go to church if you do this.
I've been. I didn't really like it. I had to go once to church. It was years ago when I was a kid, and I swore. Right, and my mate Jamie said, "Right, if you don't come with me to church," because he was Catholic, he had to go. Right? So if you don't come with me now, I'm going to tell your mum that you swore. Right?
That's how to get people into church.
So I went. Right. Didn't enjoy it. Sort of got kicked out in the end because I was bouncing my tennis ball in the aisle and it rolled down.
I better tell Gillian Oliver that may happen again.
Yes.
That's if you don't take your yo-yo or your Nintendo, you've got to do it. I'm going to make sure. We want a campaign. Please email us if you want Carl to do a sermon. And I mean, I'm sure we can film this and put it on.
We've barely got any time now for Monkey News. Now a lot of people are probably unfamiliar with Monkey News because it's the first time we've been on Radio 2. Rick, how would you summarise Monkey News? I mean, obviously Carl is fascinated by monkeys.
Carl believes everything he reads. He goes on websites that don't get verified at all. It's mostly nonsense, but he believes it because there's about monkeys doing incredible things, and Carl thinks that monkeys can one day talk. He wants to live in the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
basically.
that's his truth.
He thinks the Flintstones is a documentary, and Carl, let's do Monkey News.
The jingle. Do the jingle live.
Oh, chimpanzee that Monkey News.
Right, well, I thought we'd go for sort of a Christmas feel, right? So, this one, it happened in Stockholm, right? A couple of years ago, around the Christmas time. There's this little grotto, right?
Everything he says is funny, isn't it?
A little grotto was set up and stuff, right? And, it was getting busier and busier, right? This little grotto, there was only one in Stockholm, right? The queue was massive and stuff.
That's not true.
And this,
that's not true. There's no one.
Fine, just listen.
But that's not true. A couple of years ago, if you'd have said 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, it was busy. And there was this bloke who had a kid, and the kid was saying, "Dad, can I go and see, Father Christmas in the grotto?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to join that queue. It's too big, right?" And loads of the Father Christmases who was in the booth, they kept jacking it in because the queue was that big.
What do you mean loads of Father Christmas in the booth? What
because
booth?
They got through loads in the grotto, the Father Christmas and that, right? They couldn't act the pressure of the queues. The queues were massive. for this grotto.
This is rubbish!
Right,
So they
come on,
kept, so they get getting through like loads of Father Christmases.
They just
Like,
get walking
different
off.
people they kept saying, I can't handle this, you'll have to get a new one in, right?
Right, okay.
Anyway, so this fella, right, the kid kept asking every day, can we go in there? He said, no, look, the queue's big. Anyway, one day, the queue was suddenly a lot shorter, right, because they got a new little Father Christmas fella.
I can't- I mean,
No, right,
in the
right,
grotto.
Carl. If this Father Christmas turns out to be about
So-
3'6" and hairy,
So anyway, right, so he's going, come on then, we'll join the queue, right, so he joins the queue, and he's the queue's going down really fast, people are going in and out really quick, and he's going, how are we managing to do this, right, and he sort of looks through the curtain, he can just see a little slight thing, and he can see the bloke who's, like, dressed up as Father Christmas, he's handing them out with his hands and his feet, and that, right, so they're going, no, look, if you don't,
I'm going to die!
so, anyway, so
Please don't interrupt the news, Rick. I want to hear the no, just.
So he's queuing up, right, and he's going, oh, he's good on him, you know, he's got a new method of handing out the presents and that. Whilst he's queuing there, there's a little fella selling chestnuts, so he thinks, oh, I'll buy some of them, and, you know, something to munch on whilst I'm in the queue and stuff.
Yeah.
And, so anyway, he's queuing up, he's eating the chestnuts, comes to his turn,
Yeah.
right,
It's
he
absolute
goes,
rubbish.
what are you on?
It's absolute rubbish.
So
cut long story short, you reckon that they hired a chimp to hand out presents for Christmas?
and so he brought the chestnuts in, and the monkey attacked him.
Well,
and
he went off, right, and he's going, why is it all going mad? And
You're
there's a little
absolutely
fella-
talking
There's
rubbish.
a little fella that sat there with like a little beard on and that.
Yeah, you're
And,
talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish.
Well, it's not worth me carrying on then.
No, it's not worth
it,
it carrying on, because again, it's absolute rubbish. That didn't happen. There's no way they'd hire a chimp, and there's no way people go, they'd see it was a
Forget it,
chimp!
forget it.
They'd say it was absolute rubbish. If you want to find out more about Carl, what's the website address, Carl?
bbc.co.uk.
And I've drawn a little picture that you can win of Carl, and it really sums him up.
Alright. See you later then. Right. Next week, innit? So,
Yeah.
Right.
It's coming on Christmas.
The Ricky Gervais Show on Guardian Unlimited.
Hi, Ricky Gervais here, with me Steve Merchant
Hello there, alright?
and Carl Pilkington.
Alright.
Yeah, welcome to the fourth podcast in the series of 12. It's after Christmas now, that's it for another year. Alright, everyone had a nice Christmas?
Oh yeah, I had a blinder. I had an absolute blinder, mate.
Good presents, Carl? Right.
Yeah, not bad, yeah.
Get anything good?
Not
Odds and ends.
that I can think of.
Odds and
Just
sods.
bits and bobs.
Yeah. A friend of mine got a gift, or rather gave it as a gift. I don't know if you've been familiar with these. It's a charity organisation, and you go on their website or you phone them up, and you can give someone else the gift of, say, a goat for an African family. So you say, this is what I've bought. I've bought goat.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, brilliant, where is it? And you go, no, it's going to a family in Africa. And it's a sort of goodwill thing, you know what I mean?
So you buy an African family a goat
that will help them for years.
and it's
to come.
like you're saying, well, I would have bought you a present,
Yeah,
but
I've used that money wisely.
Yeah, so it's almost like they've given
Exactly.
the present. They've given the goat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. But as soon as he told me about it, I thought to myself straight away, knowing Carl's views on charity and giving, you know,
Yeah.
particularly at this seasonal time,
Yeah.
I wondered what his views would be.
Well, are they happy with the present over there? Like the people who are getting it?
What, the African family?
Yeah, is the African family sort of going, oh, I hope someone gets us a goat?
That's nothing to do with Christmas for them. They're not sitting around thinking, I wonder if Santa brings us some food. It's a long-term thing. These are happening all year, I assume. It goes towards a pool of money that goes to... It's not like they get a... You're an idiot. What, you think an African family wakes up and there's a little goat with a ribbon tied round it, and they go, oh, look what Santa brought us.
Look, and that mince pie's gone and that glass of milk.
You're such an idiot.
No, but what I'm saying is, does that family want a goat?
Yes.
But why?
It's not they want a goat, it's they need a goat. Do you think... What
Right,
do you
forget
think
it.
this organisation is?
Just arbitrarily giving goats to
They're
people.
going to say, oh, I wanted Nintendo. What are you thinking?
But what I'm saying is, right, let me put myself in their shoes. Well,
This'll be
I
a
haven't got
first.
any. But say I'm one of them, right, over there, right? I'm hungry, right? I'm sat there. It's Christmas Day, right? I open it up, open the present, little goat there, right? Now, if I was one of them, I'd be going, not another mouth to feed. At the end of the day, there isn't enough food to go round for themselves. Never mind the goat. Don't they say like having a dog and that is quite expensive? Sometimes they say, you know, what with all the injections you've got to give it, the food, the tinned food and everything, it mounts up. And what I'm saying is, that's all very well giving them a goat. Who's looking after it?
Well, I'm assuming it's all above board. The goat's had its injections. That's what some of the money goes towards. It's given to them so they can milk it, and I don't think it's a burden. What is this? What do you mean? They wake up Christmas Day and open a present. It's not like
so there's
that.
a thing. There's a goat-shaped thing in wrapping paper. I wonder what that could be. I hope it's that goat we asked for. My God, it is.
All I'm saying
It's just a nice marketing way of distributing wealth. It's the way of going, this is a nice gift. It's like people sometimes they say don't send flowers at a funeral. They don't send flowers. Give some money to the local hospice. Yeah. It's just a way of redirecting cash.
But the thing is, why do they want that goat? What's the main reason? What does a goat give you?
Milk.
Right. Now, wouldn't it be easy to just send them a bottle of milk without all the hassle and the headaches that come with it? That's all I'm saying. And the other thing is, think about the goat. That was happy over here. Suddenly, it's on barren land. No grass.
I'm gonna burst! What do you mean?
You didn't send a goat from here.
I'm saying, who's happy at the end of this, right? You've got a fella who hasn't got a present over here because the mate bought him a goat, right? So yeah, let's do this properly. So there's a tick. He's not happy, right? Then you've got the person who's opened it, who, like you said, wanted something else, right? It's a goat. They go, who's going to look after this, right? So tick, they're not happy, and then you've got the goat going, what am I doing here?
The Ricky Gervais Show on Guardian Unlimited.
So what a lot of people are wondering, Carl, is what I received from Ricky this year.
Go on.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I remember actually after my birthday he said, oh yeah, I'll be getting you a little gift. Forgot. So I've had nothing from him this year. He's got a little bit of cash in his pocket now. What I'm hoping is that maybe he'll pool it over the next 5 years and buy me something I've been reading about recently. Now, you definitely love this, surely. Have you started seeing this now? Virgin are starting plugging Virgin Galactic. I think it's something like 200,000 quid, and you'll get a chance to go in a space shuttle into space. Now, I don't know what your feelings are, Rick. You know, I know you've probably got a bit of cash in the bank.
I was thinking of giving you another signed extras DVD.
Anything. It's the thought that counts. So that would be great. But
because I've got some knocking round, I can give you one of those. I know you've already got one of those, but
sure.
I don't mind. They don't cost me much.
No, great.
And do you like the book Flanimals?
I know it's aimed at 5-year-olds, so I don't know why I personally would want it.
But you know that's going to be in the little selection box for you.
Great.
But no, the trip into space. I don't know about that.
I mean, you've got a bit of cash. Would you think about that? Would you be interested, you and your missus, going up into space?
You have to be. I mean, it's not the money. There are things that I would spend 200 grand on as a little folly, but I think an individual jetpack, for example.
Right.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Earth from a couple hundred miles up. That'd be good, but I don't know if that's quite worth it yet. The other thing is the safety, because I'm worried that I want to see a lot of people go up there first.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the first bloke to go on an aeroplane.
No.
I'd want to see a few pioneers go. It's really safe before I got on something like that.
Well, I believe the actress Victoria Principal is volunteering herself. So I think she maybe used to be in Dynasty or Dallas. So,
well, I'll see what happens to her.
Yeah.
If I think if she can do it, then
no. If Vicky P comes back all right, rather like those monkeys they sent up years ago.
Yeah.
Then we'll all be a lot more relaxed.
Exactly. If they put electrodes on her and it all works out fine.
And there'll be a banana, chute issuing bananas, and there'll be buttons. Press left, press right.
Yeah, and I might consider it. Carl, thoughts?
Going to space? No. It's not worth it.
Why? Wouldn't it be a fascinating experience to go into space and look back at the Earth?
There's no out there, though, is there?
There's no out there. Say that again.
Well, there's no out there, though, is there?
Right.
I mean, at what point are you all meant to be happy? Do you know what I mean? You're floating about up there, and because you don't get out, do you?
What, you mean to do some duty-free shopping?
I'm just talking. You don't go floating about, do you? You stay in your seat.
Well, they probably let you move around on the shuttle.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about getting out. For me, when you go on
you
holiday,
want to get out into space?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. When you go on holiday, the flight bit isn't the best bit of the holiday, is it? That's the bit you've got to do. So what I'm saying is you've got to stay on this, and then you go back home. So you don't take luggage, right? I don't see the point.
Right, so you're there, you're sat in your own clothes for the whole time, same clothes the whole time.
But I don't understand what is the point.
I think it's the view. I think it's two things. I think it's the view and being able to be part of an exclusive club. I went into space. It's all that thing about man conquering nature, and you're one of that elite few that have managed to pop up, see the world from a distance that no one else can see it from, and then pop down. You know, that's it. Of course, yeah.
So you all that way just for the view?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? I mean, there's a lot of other places I haven't seen anyway, right, before I think about that. I think if you've done everywhere... I haven't been to Scotland yet, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm not being funny, but do you know what I mean? So just have a look in your back garden before you go looking in someone else's.
In space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What would make it a trip worthwhile for you? I mean, if you did go into space, if we gave it to you free of charge, we said, Carl, go up.
I know the answer. I know the answer to this, Steve. He's thinking, I'd like to meet some aliens that can talk like I do, and I can understand them, and they can tell me something. Like what? Oh, they met God, he was alright. That's the sort of thing, that's what he's going to say. He'd like them to look like monkeys in spacesuits. Yeah. That would be his ideal thing. He'd like to go to the planet of the apes.
He'd like to go to the planet of the apes.
He would love
they
to
can arrange
go
that.
Look, he's nodding. He's nodding. Thoughts, Carl?
Yeah. I mean, for me...
What do you mean, yes?
Well, yeah, that'd be brilliant.
What would be brilliant?
Seeing a little alien and that, having a chat with him, finding out what's been going on.
What's been going on?
No. But don't you think that... Like, I mean, if you bought me that as a present, right, either of you, I wouldn't be that happy. For me, that's a little bit like...
Well, that's annoying, because we've got you a trip to space and a goat.
Yeah.
Do you know how, like, I am interested in sort of going on another planet, right?
Carl, you are on another planet, mate.
No, but do you know what I mean? It would be quite sort of interesting.
How do you think you'd get there?
Well, yeah, you'd go on a rocket and stuff, but what I'm saying is, at least you know when you get there, you're getting out, you're having a bit of a wander. But I wouldn't be happy in just the journey bit of it. That's all I'm saying. Because I was looking into it a bit, because I was reading about the Virgin transit thing, right? And I was reading something that in 1971, right, 3 of them went up there. Can't remember the names. Wasn't the main one. It wasn't like the Buzz and the Armstrong one and that. Just another 3 blokes went up, and there was one bloke in the rocket, right? The other 2 wandered off, had a walkabout, seeing what rocks they can find in that. And that bloke who was in the rocket, right, he was the loneliest man ever in the world.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know if that's some sort of profound poetry, or I don't. Do you know what I think he's trying to say? I think he's trying to say that he was. What are you trying to say?
No, stop for a minute, because I just want to just recapture that moment. Just say that again, that sentence again.
Right. The other 2 had gone off picking up rocks. Yeah. Right. He sat on his own in the rocket, and he was the loneliest man in the world.
Okay, I know what he's trying to say. I do. Right. Well, right. He's trying to say he was, by definition, a human furthest away from all other human contact.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay. No, you said loneliest. Loneliest evokes an emotion.
Yeah.
But
it's like he started crying and writing poetry and listening to Morrissey records.
You mean he was the most remote man?
Well, yeah, he was saying how, like, he's on the rocket on his own, right?
Yeah.
And I think I worked it out because it was in kilometres, right? And I think it turned out that they, right, the other 2 spacemen picking rocks and that, they were 2,500 miles away from him, right? So they were miles away. They
2,500 miles?
Yeah.
But they had each other.
They had each other.
Yeah.
You had the world right across the other way. Everyone getting on with their lives.
Yeah.
He was on his own. That's weird, isn't it? But what I was thinking is, right? Say because I always sort of try and put myself in a situation.
Yeah.
When I hear about a weird thing that's gone on, I always think, what would I do? You know what I mean? And I was thinking about it, right? Do you think when he got up in the morning, he still bothered to put his clothes on?
That's the first thing that came into your mind.
No,
when
just
you
because I always,
there.
at the end of the day, even if, like, my girlfriend Suzanne's out at work and that, I'm not happy walking about with everything out, because you never know what's going to happen.
What do you mean, like getting it trapped in the microwave?
Well, I just mean, you never know
Yeah.
if someone's going to turn up.
No, I don't like what I don't like. No, I always pop some pants on or a towel, even if I'm